chilly out. I'm very far from the camera. Recording. All right, this is what pros do. I'm recording my audio into this. Brilliant, huh? I don't even know if you can see me. I don't know if the shot's any good. Whew. Do you hear that wind? Whew. It's creepy. There's a storm coming in. And living up here in the Sierra Nevada foothills in California, we're surrounded by these pretty good sized pine trees. You know, they're like, I don't know, 80, 90, 100 feet. Nothing compared to the redwoods. Anytime I hear somebody say they're big trees, I'm like, you don't know what a big tree is, you idiot. Whoa, gosh. Oh my gosh. It's really blowing. And they're all like directly behind our house. And the winds, for the most part, on a day like today, come from behind me. They push the trees directly towards our house. Now, the odds of these actually toppling over are very minuscule. They rarely fall, even in heavy, heavy winds, because they're made to be blown around. But at 3 a.m., when you wake up hearing like debris hitting your window and the branches start to fall and pine cones are hitting your roof and it's making all this noise, it's a little creepy, and it's enough to keep you up. I realize the fear, the anxiety that can come with that is pretty much all in my head, but it's still a little scary. And that's today's vlog. The power and how terrifying our minds can actually be. Well, I'm out on one of my favorite trails again this morning. I've been hiking every day since the new year, and you know, my audio's coming through the Bluetooth through these headphones, isn't it? Does this sound terrible? This trail is my favorite near our place. It's pretty, very quiet this time of year. You pass through quite a few campgrounds, which is always kind of fun because I love camping. I love going through campsites. Maybe I'm weird, but hiking past a family with a fire going, kids playing, some bacon, can't beat it. These here are all the campsites I was talking about. We'll pass through some other ones here, but I like it. What am I saying? What do you care? What do you care what I like? Look at this view, that's pretty good. I've noticed that if I come out here a little later in the morning, there's more and more people using the trail, certainly than there used to be. I've only hiked this trail, you know, a few times since the new year, but every time I've passed this one older gentleman, and seems like a super cool guy. He's out here with his cane, slowly taking his time, walking on some of these really pretty paths. Every time I pass him, I say, "Hey, how's it going?" And every time I've passed him so far, he's given the same answer. What is it? I forget what it is. He looks at me with such sincerity and says, "Oh, I am just wonderful." And then he kind of looks down the path and out at the lake. And I think, man, that guy has something figured out. For the most part, if you don't ask my wife, I'm a fairly happy-go-lucky, positive person. I think the day and age we live in today is one of the best in history. And my mind on these hikes, instead of being peaceful and quiet and soothing, I mean, which they are, but too often my mind goes to places that I'd rather it not. It's amazing and terrifying to me how powerful our mind is. I went through a thing this last year. It was a project that I worked on that caused me the most amount of stress and anxiety I think I've ever had in my life. Which you may think is stupid because you've maybe dealt with like real problems and you're like, a project? You jerk. That's nothing. But it just caused a lot of stress. It was the best example of me dealing with something internally. It was just in my head. I mean, it was a real thing. There were real things I was dealing with, but the kind of hell I put myself through was all self-imposed. It was all in my head, and it had no bearing, no help on the situation. It just made it worse. It's hard to get those things out of our mind. It's amazing how powerful our mind is, how it can dictate and rule our lives so much. The guy with the cane that I've passed every time I've been on this trail has only said one word to me. And yet, that's all I was thinking about this morning on my hike, was that guy and his one word. It wasn't just the word, it was the way he said the word. As I pass him, you can just sense this like authentic happiness coming from him. Now, maybe it's because he's retired with lots of money and has no concerns or cares in the world, but I kind of doubt it. I don't know anybody who doesn't have their own cares and concerns. They may be small compared to ours. We may think you're a big baby. How do you keep complaining about that? But still, for them, for that person, we all deal with stuff. We all have difficulties, and we all face things differently. I was thinking about that guy this morning, and I built up this whole character in my head. And I thought, that guy actually has dealt with a lot of difficulty in his life. And he's actually dealing with stuff right now. Maybe for him, even though life itself isn't great right now, his outlook, the way he speaks, the words he uses, the things he tells himself are nothing but positive. Many of us, we hurt ourselves continuously. I was going to say constantly, and then I switched it to continuously. We harm ourselves and hurt ourselves continuously, way more and way harsher than anybody else. It's incredible how powerful our minds are, and it's something I think that we probably take for granted. At least I know I have and do still. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking. Those are a lot of words. Well, I finished up the hike. It was good. Now I'm heading home. I've got lots to do today. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Why do I talk so weird? Anyways, heading home, getting some work done. Thanks for watching the vlog today. Hope you enjoyed it. Lots more goodness coming, I tell you. All right, goodbye.